Oh boy, here we go again. This will be short, I think. It will be maybe 8 to 10 minutes because only two new units have come out, but some people have been asking me where I would put Zelda's material list that I think I should just update it already, especially because we got a new raid! A new level 90 cap has released, and with that a new raid has come out, which means some units are more relevant now. Especially Red Hair Liz. Red Hair Liz shoots all the way up now, but for some adjustments, I think I want to move down actually a unit that might piss a lot of people off, and I understand because he's one of my favorite units in the game, but I feel like putting down Ludocio. Ludocio has been shafted and shafted and shafted, update after update. You can't use Ludo. There's so many green units in PvP right now. Your Ludo gets destroyed. If you like, let's say you're playing high level PvP. You're playing Champ 1. Most enemies are going to CC your Ludo just because Ludo has been shafted by SA5. He got some of the least stats of all the units, so his CC is inherently lower than most characters in PvP right now. You're probably gonna get away from out-CCing Golfers and stuff like that because they do have low CC, but Goddess Liz, Ascanor, Assault Melee, these units are not out-CCing. Especially, I mean, it depends, right? If you're facing someone that's bad, or not bad, but that hasn't invested in those units, I'd say those units are, worse, I guess, than a unit that has been invested. You will get away with that, but any high level PvP you're playing, Ludo's getting shafted. I love the unit. You guys, I have like 800 videos just about Ludo, but it's reality. I have to put him down. I'm thinking of putting down Sauro as well. I'll keep him there just for the time being because he is still phenomenal. But PvP has been very not fun for him recently, especially after Chandler. I feel like Chandler completely cocks him, and Emilia. Emilia as well has been a big cuck for him. I'm putting up Green Ascanor because he is good for the raid. You can get away with using him on hard and extreme very easily. Hell, you're probably not. Jericho is the main DPS for the new raid, so I gotta put her up as well. Green Hellbrum is amazing for the new raid. So basically any unit that's good for the raid I will put up because this raid is harsh. You do want to use the units that are good for it. Where is my girl? Green Liz is phenomenal for the raid as well. But mainly, Red Hair Liz is shooting all the way up to S tier. All the way up because she is phenomenal for the raid. You do want to have her, and yeah, so you now actually have use for her. That's crazy. Green Demon Melly as well. He's phenomenal for the raid. So again, just reiterating again, units that are good for this raid definitely deserve going up. Just because the raid is so harsh. You do want to use those units that are good for it. Death Pierce is good for the raid and Hell, but he's already here, so I'll keep him there. What is it? The SR chick? What's her name? This one. I'm gonna put her one tier up here to A. She isn't the greatest as a fourth, but she is good because if it does happen that the boss does do damage to you, it's good for tanking. Because if you don't know how the new raid works, you wanna kill him in one turn. Like, you don't wanna do damage to him and let him attack you in that same turn. He has 3 health bars, 3 hearts, and let's say you kill 1 heart, fine. Don't do damage to him until you know that you can one-shot that heart. Because if you do damage to him, he's gonna do so much damage to you back. So, if it does happen that you do some damage to him, it's good for tanking if you have the extra HP. And that's about it for going up. I think I should put Rastaros up a little bit just because there is a good team for him now. That team with Kyo and Zeldris is actually pretty decent. It's not the greatest thing ever though. I don't know if I'd consider it to be like insane or anything like that. I think that's all I had. Yeah, because I was thinking before recording what units I wanted to move up. Mostly ups, because, you know, there's no reason to lower anyone that had, like, that just can't participate in the raid. Basically just going up anyone that has participation in that raid. I also have been thinking, though, of lowering Red Zeldris now that the green one has come out, and he is better to use on the Assault Melee team, and I think I will. I think I will put Red Zeldris down S tier. That's not because he's inherently worse, just because the new Zeldris is just objectively better to use as a 4th in that team than Red Zeldris, because then you open up to more options. Let's say you're using Red Zeldris. If you only want to use, let's say, one commandment in the front because you want to use Chandler, then you're only getting 6% stats. When, you know, if you're using Green Zeldris, you have up to 20 that you can get. So it's just better to use Green Zeldris in the back if you do have them. But Red Zeldris as a 4th is still very good for the Assault Melee team. But let's rank our boys. So Chandler, you guys might have seen Chandler in action. But I have to say, the nerf kind of hit him a little bit. It wasn't the biggest thing. I was considering putting him broken tier. But after the nerf, his level 1 is doing a little more damage and his level 2 is doing a little less. The level 2 is to the point where it doesn't even, like, it's not even noticeable that it was nerfed because it's so little. But the level 3 is somewhat noticeable, especially in PvE. And when you get level 3s in PvP, you used to just one-shot people. You just one-shotted them. Now you don't. So that change brought him down to God tier, but that's still like cream of the top, right? It's still just an amazing unit. This Chandler is quite possibly one of the most fun units in the game. He disables Goddess Liz, which that's a point already, you know, just putting him so high up. And that tanking is really good. Every single time the enemy attacks you, they get lower and lower, so they can't combo you with multiple attacks. That really cucks the one. So yeah, you might be thinking, why am I not putting down the one? There's been a lot of counters to him. He's still there. Like, he's just, you can, like, right now, I think Tarmastoros is the best team in the game, but the one is just so reliable that you can still get away with just using the same old, the one Green Galfer Goddess Liz team. It's just, it's still there, you know? Goddess Liz is so versatile. I like to put more units like up if they're more versatile, and I was also considering putting Tarmiel there, but he's not as versatile. I mean, he does have takeoff ultimate gauge, which is really good. Actually, he is pretty versatile. Now I'm thinking about it, you can run him in very different teams. I don't know. I might consider it next time. This is a shorter one. I just wanted to include in the new 2 characters. I'm waiting for Stranger Things, which we're going to be getting 4, maybe 5? It's been up in the air. I think 4 new characters. And so that will probably be longer. And then I might consider... Let me know what you think. Should I put Tarmiel in Broken tier? He's just godly. Like, he's actually just a beast. This is, of course, a... I do a lot of things, a lot of these rankings based on comments as well. I've changed a lot of units that I had previously because people have argued that it should be in somewhere different, and I agreed. Or, you know, maybe I usually do agree. You know, you just need to think better, or think more about it, and test it and everything like that. The usability of each unit. And Zeldris. So I made a poll on my channel. 69. I made a poll on my channel, and Zeldris got an S tier. I voted for S tier because I wanted to see if he would look like a dick. But Zeldris got S tier, and I think that is reasonable. But the more I used Zeldris, the more I realized that he is much better than we initially thought. I think that what really cucked him was that the rule for PvP on gear is not very good for him. Like even though he did extra damage against Escanor for that, like the rule that he first came out with, that type advantage would do more damage against type disadvantage. Type advantage would do more damage, like 30% more damage, and type disadvantage would do 40% less damage. That rule arguably was good for him because then he would do more damage to the one, but no one was running blue units really. So majority of the time, you just fight green on green when mostly you are facing the one. You are facing those blue units. And it's more realistic actually than facing as many Merlins as we were fighting. So I actually think, and this took me some considering, I played a lot with him recently, geared and ungeared. I'm putting him very low on God tier, very low. He's like one of the lowest units. I don't have like actual ranking, like positions, because if I did, this would not be the positions. Emilia is definitely up there, and like God, in like Merlin, of course, and stuff like that. But I would say he is the worst of the God tier, but I still think he's better than every other unit that's like behind here, excluding units that have they are up because they have a use. Let's say, of course, Green Liz, Green Demon Mally. These units are up here because they have a use for a very difficult activity, and that's why I put them so high. But, Zeldris is better than them because I still think PvP is the main game mode in the game. You get 60 gems a week if you're in Champ 1, which is a very good amount. Like, it's a really good amount. So that's where I'm leaving here, and he is decent for PvE as well. His DPS on level 3 cards can be actually very good. That's how I'm leaving it here. Let me know what you think. I think that as more people use Zeldris when he comes on global, you're gonna kind of get more teams and more usability with him, and see that he's actually very good. It's just that he doesn't look impressive. When you're recording a video, some units look way more impressive than others. Merlin looks very impressive because she does a lot of damage, while Zeldris, he's just chilling, but when he's chilling, he's still doing stuff. So I think it's very harsh to put him in S tier when he is actually really good, and he has incredibly high CC. So that's where I'm leaving. Although he is at the bottom, though. Don't get me wrong. He's still at the bottom of God tier. He's still, which is not a bad spot to be at. All right, let me know what you think. And yeah, that's about it.